Hello. Just gonna make sure that audio volume is good. I think so. You guys let me know if it's too loud. But okay. Hi, hello friends. Oh, welcome to Squared Plans. This is my monthly flip through, so we'll be going through all of the individual planners that I keep in this one catch-all Frankenplanner every month, and I just basically take a month out of these at a time, place it here in this planner, and work off of this planner for the month. Because all of the weeks tend to end today, October 2nd, for September, I won't be moving those elements out into the individual planners, but I wanted to talk about it a little bit so you guys would know how I do my planning in this planner. It'll be a quick overview basically of my planner setup. I'll be talking about my inbox and my goals this time around, as well as some of the changes I made for my fall planner setup, and going through the monthly after the pens as well. So, okay. Oh, I'm going to jump on the chat real quick to see how you guys are all coming in. I see I have a hello from New Zealand. Oh, awesome. Hi. Is it Janine? I think it's Janine. Amanda. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you love this cover. This one is free. Just in case you missed my fall planner setup, check that video out in the description. You can actually download this cover absolutely free and create your own really easily. So yeah, this is free. And then we've got one from Illinois. Hi, Beth. I've got an Amanda from Florida. Oh, how you doing over there in Florida? Hope you're doing okay. And another Sarah from, is it Minnesota? I'm like, wait a minute, I forget my initials. I think that's Minnesota. And then Felicity. Hi. So hi, you guys. I'm so glad you guys were able to jump on and join me this Sunday. It was a little bit quick, I kind of felt, because, you know, the month just ended, and like I said, some of these weeks are still, you know, going on today. So, but I wanted to get this done so that I could easily move everything out by tomorrow and kind of, you know, set up for October. Yeah. Oh, hi. She's from Maryland. Okay, I'm gonna see. We got a few. Oh, Amanda, good. I'm glad to hear that you were very lucky on the hurricane. I know there's a lot of people in dire straits out there in Florida, so thoughts and prayers with everybody out there. New Jersey, awesome. Minnesota. It is really nice to see where you guys are all from. Thanks for dropping that in the chat. Very interesting to see how many different locations you guys are all tuning in from. Okay, so kind of housekeeping out of the way. I will say, okay, if you have a question, Joe, go ahead and jump that into the chat, and I'll try to check it as I go so I can answer any questions that come up along the way. Also, too, after the video's over, the live video's over, I need sometimes, if you have a question that I need to address, it would be very helpful if you drop that again on the comment of the video as opposed to just in the chat, because the chat goes away, and if there was something that I wanted to, you know, like send you a video link or something, it's hard for me to get back to where that was and figure out, you know, how to get it to you. So if you did have a question that I addressed during this video, please leave a comment as well, kind of reiterating the question so that I can make sure to get you the information if I'm not able to do it while I'm doing this live. Okay. Also, too, comments are really great after the fact, too. Just really helps with this video, you know, on YouTube, the algorithm, yada, yada. Also, liking. And then if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and think about subscribing to this channel if you want to see more of this kind of content. I do a live every month, and then I also have tons of plan with me's and some other, you know, more functional and decorative content. So hopefully that is your jam, and that's why you're here. So anyway, lots of housekeeping today. Let's go ahead and jump into the meat of today's video, which is this flip through. So, like I mentioned, I did do a fall planner setup, I think about 3 weeks ago now, maybe 3 or 4, like right at the end of August, and kind of refreshed the look of my planner with more fall feels. So I didn't really do too much as far as rearranging things, but I did change out the cover and added some dashboards. You'll see some things here as I flip through. Like I said, I wanted just to kind of talk about these individual planners real quick before we jump in here. I do have 5 different planners that I use in this Frankenplanner. So this top one is my faith planner, and I am doing a bullet journal style faith situation here for 2022. I took a 3-month hiatus, so you're not going to see anything for September, but I did just set up October. So you have this planner coming up for the October flip through, and I really enjoy working out of my faith planner. I also have here my daily planner, which is a horizontal planner from my shop. And here you can kind of see just some of the stuff I've been doing. Most of this stuff is, more decorative, but also with function. So we'll be seeing those. And I take a month out of this one each time. Same with this. This one is my health planner, and I'm using a wellness layout from my shop with a water tracker. You can kind of see some of the styles that I've been using in this planner. So I have that, and I already moved in October for all of the months I need in this planner. And then finally we have my social. So I did 6 months in this social planner using a dashboard layout, and I show all of the, before, well actually all the after the pens in my previous flip throughs. But as of July, I stopped using the dashboard layout and incorporated my social into my daily planner. So I do have a monthly layout that I'll talk about, but it's pretty much just a monthly overview now in this planner for the rest of the year. And then finally, I have a Happy Planner Happy Planner budget planner that I've been using for all of my financials for my business and our home. So I don't really go over this, but I wanted to mention that I do have this as part of my Frankenplanner catch-all, which kind of rounds out all 5 planners. Okay, so that's out of the way, and like I said, I would normally take the months out and put them in their individual planners as we go, but because I'm still working on the last week for pretty much all of the planners, that is all you're going to see of those. So back to my catch-all. So I did a fall refresh, as I mentioned, and again, this cover I gave away for free. I actually show you how to set it up and do, laminate it and everything like that in the video. So if you want that free printable, do check that video out. This one I put on, I actually had a different cover on earlier for the month of September. I had made 3 covers, and so I just decided that I was ready to move to this cover, and I think in November I'll change to that 3rd cover, which I show in the video as well. So it's just, a cover each month, switching things up a little bit. In the beginning here I have a pencil pouch style pocket here, and then I have the sticky dash that I made also in that planner, that fall planner setup. I'm using an acetate from Planything as the background, which I really love. Just gave that nice warm fall feel. And then threw on some sticky notes that I felt kind of had some of the fall colors that were already in my stash. So that's what I'm using here. And I used some clear photo corners to kind of stick this together with the background of it. I don't think I showed that in the fall setup. So just clear photo corners is a nice way to temporarily keep pages together without permanently sticking them together. So I have that. I have like a backer of a fall leaf like scrapbook paper, and then I have this guy that I printed in that video just as some more fall feels. Okay, so that's just the start of my planner, and then we're going to get into the what I call my sections. I have a tasks section, a goals section, scheduled, which is where I'll be living most of this video, and then at the back I have a reference section, and those are clear dividers that I made in a video a while back, and I use that to just kind of organize this planner a bit. So I have the tasks, and then I made this dashboard with some fall kind of favorites overlaid here onto this image. And then on the back I have this little dashboard setup. Again, I kind of talk about it in that fall planner setup video. So my inbox. This inbox is a getting things done inbox setup that I have in my shop, and I did a video on it explaining how best to use it and just how to work it into your planner system. But the Getting Things Done method is by David Allen, and it's a really helpful method for organizing just brain dumps of tasks or things that you want to remember but maybe have a hard time organizing. So I started doing this, I think, kind of near the beginning of the year, and it's been working out really good. Maybe even last year, actually. I don't know how long it's been since I started doing this. The thing is that I haven't really made enough time for tackling the tasks. I have them written here and then I organize them, but tackling them has been a problem. So you're going to see a little nod to that here when I get into the goals section. So that is my inbox, and there's a bunch of different ways to organize your tasks that I have printouts for that kind of helps you kind of compartmentalize things and tackle them in an organized way. So next we have the goals section, and for this I have a nice vellum dashboard with a pumpkin definition, which I really liked, kind of overlaid on this really pretty pumpkin picture, and again another kind of mood board dashboard here on the back. So the reason that we're talking about all this today is because it is the end of quarter 3, we're going into quarter 4, and I did quarterly goals for 2022. So I made this setup here all in a video, so if this is something you are interested in, do check out the video. But yeah, so I've done quarter 1, 2, and this was quarter 3 that just wrapped up. I had a goal here to create and list all my 2023 files in Etsy. Got that done. Is feeling really good about that. And anybody who's been following my channel for a while knows I've been struggling trying to get my portfolio website up. I'm a graphic designer by trade, and it's just I'm the toughest client to myself. Like I just can't. I don't know. It's hard for me to just be happy with what I've created for myself. It's a challenge for me. I'm always working on it. So I'm trying to take things in small chunks. I did at least start the setup of some of my mock-ups, so I feel like I did, make a tiny bit of progress, but it did not get done like I had planned by September 30th. So I kind of reflected on that, how I'm halfway there, and just kind of set up my quarter 4 goal to really help me tackle that. We have eraser marks all over the place here. So I have them penciled in, excuse me, penciled in for quarter 4. My big goal is to complete that portfolio website by the end of the year. So I have some ideas here of how to tackle that penciled in, as well as the due date of December 31st. And then I also, for my second goal, I'm going to try to clear out all of my inbox tasks that I mentioned before that you could kind of see in the front and projects by the end of the year as well. So I just have a way to, to put this in the forefront of my mind so that I can really focus in on getting things done and, really organizing it. And if it's just something that's not going to happen, trashing it, or if it's something that it's towards a project that I really want to continue, getting it done. So that's my quarter 4 goals. Like I said, they're still in pencil. I think I need to kind of clarify a little bit more some of the milestones that I want to reach in the next 3 months, which is what these little flags are. But for now, I have it in there. I have the goals, and hopefully I'll be able to start really tackling them soon. So those are the 2 first sections. Now we're into my schedules section, which is the main area we're going to be talking about today. This dashboard has a crack in it. I actually just bought some new clear dashboards on Amazon that were really cheap, so they're on their way. I'll be sure to show you guys once I get them, but I may be changing these out. These were DIY dashboards, like I mentioned, and they're great, but they're a little bit heavy, the plastic I chose for them, so and a little bit brittle, as you can see. So when I was trying to pop them in the last time, I actually cracked one of these guys. So I bought some from another seller who, the cost was very affordable, almost as cheap as DIYing them. So I'm going to see how they turn out, and I'll definitely share with you guys how they are if it all works out. Okay, so again, I have another vellum overlay here. It says autumn with a definition there, and then some imagery, some fall imagery, and another mood board. Okay, so in the beginning of this section, I have a future log section. So basically, this is from my shop. It's like the annual overview that comes with all of my combined planners. And you know, it just has like an overview of the year and the next year. And then I've been using the future log setup from my shop to track events and birthdays and things. And this is important because I don't really do that on my monthly. I kind of have a little section for it, but this is the main area where I track any future events, any things that are coming up that I need to remember. So I've been using this, and I have a little cheat sheet here. They're just some washi dots I got on Amazon, and I color coded them and then kind of matched that up and lay them on the like monthly overview here, and then kind of detail what's going on below. So that's my future log. Then we have a nice pocket folder that I also made in that video, the fall setup video, and I show you how to do it with my pin loop just kind of stuck on there. And we get to the very first section, which would normally be my faith section. But as I mentioned, I really didn't have a faith planner in here for the last 3 months, but I did keep a prayer list, and I still did my daily reading each day. So I just didn't do the lettering and the more you know, involved part of the planner where I would be writing things in for like a gratitude or something like that, or that. So it was just constant, you know, prayer in the morning, and then the reading at the reading after, not at night. The reading after, and then that was pretty much it for each day that I really focused in on my faith planning. But I do have October already set up and in here, so this is actually going to move out, and this is where I will be starting for October. And I have already entered in a little bit of the prayer lists and stuff, so I'm ready to go and set up to start off next week with a bang. I have some top tabs here at the top, and these I use to navigate through my planner every morning. So I don't flip through the pages. I basically just go straight to the tabs and go right to the places that I need to go in my planner. And that has just been the easiest way for me to navigate my planner on a regular basis. I have other things obviously kind of tucked in here. So if I know I'm looking for something particular, I'll, you know, surf to it. But I know I need to touch all of these tabs in the morning. So that's just how I have it set up. I can talk a little bit more about the tabs if you guys are new, or if you haven't heard my little spiel on how I organize this. If not, I'm just going to keep going, and then I'll wait to see if there's any interest. So like I said, I set up October, made a pumpkin theme, and all of that is in a plan with me, I think from last week. And I have a dashboard kind of setting up into the first planner we're really going to go through for September, which is my daily planner. Okay, let me make sure everything's straight. You see everything good. So the first tab in here is my daily routines tab. This is where I keep whatever I want to just reference on a daily basis, but doesn't necessarily have a schedule kind of format. So I have my monthly cleaning setup, which I just renewed for the month of October. I had September, and I just check it off with some Sharpie fine liners as I go through and tackle the things that I need to do. And that was going pretty good. And then on the back I have like more annual cleaning kind of stuff, and then I just keep track of what's been done so that I can make sure that I kind of touch all the points that I need to each year. Okay, so the first spread here in my daily planner is my September monthly overview. And I do see a couple of questions about the top tab, so let me just quickly talk about that. So each tab is, well, okay, I'll get to the tabs after I do the daily. How about that? And then I can kind of talk about how I go through this. So we'll come back to that. Thanks for asking, Mimi. So I've got September, and I did an apple like picking theme because I guess September is the month for apple picking. It's kind of hard to tell here in California because it's always so hot. But in the mountains, we do have apple tree farms, and you can go pick apples. And it's not too far from where I live, so I do like to remember to go apple picking if I can, although it didn't happen this year. It's too much rain, I guess, we had all of a sudden. But anyway, so what I use my monthly for is a memory a day. I was recently looking back at my old planners where I've been doing this for like maybe 2 years now, and I was much more succinct before. I noticed that I really write a lot of detail now as opposed to what I did in the beginning, which is good. And it's, you know, I like to know everything I did because each day is almost exactly the same for me for the most part. I have a very, you know, routine life. So it's nice to have those little details to show that this day was special because of I did this or that. So that's how I've been using it. I just pencil it in and then I write over again with a really fine tip fine liner from Micron, this Pigma Micron 01 tip. And it works really good. I like that it's fine, so it's not too bold and doesn't kind of overwhelm the spread, which is why I stick with that point or that 01 tip. And I do add a little bit of monoline kind of cursive writing in there, but it's mainly just a quick summary of my day. And then in the sidebar, I like to add in events that I need to keep track of. So that's where I would reference my future log that I showed earlier, and then kind of just write a running list of what is coming up for the month. So I can, you know, easily remember, oh, okay, it's the 6th. What do I have going on? Oh, I have a physical therapy appointment, that kind of thing. And then I've also been tracking the books that I've been reading this year. And so I've just been putting that in down here at the bottom. It's just kind of a way to track. And if it has a little music note next to it, it's usually an audiobook. And then a real, you know, reading book will not have that. Anyway, I really loved this layout. I really thought that this was a really nice, clean, classic look. Not too overwhelming, gave me still plenty of space to write in things, but also had those fall kind of feels coming in, even though it wasn't quite fall yet in the beginning. You know, the mix of the green and the red and the brown I think really worked well. So that was the very first spread in this planner. And then we get into the weeklies, and like I said, this is a horizontal planner from my shop. I really prefer horizontal. I've talked about this before too. I really tried to work in vertical, but vertical just does not work with my brain. So horizontal has been the way I've been planning since I pretty much got onto YouTube as far as my standard kind of catch-all daily planner. And for this week, I did a two-toned theme. This was part of the Plannable Challenge that I host with Catherine at Planogram over on Instagram. And so it was a two-tone theme. I did this kind of green tone with, I guess it was mainly just this like dark and light green toned spread. Now that I look at it, I think I was going for green and black, and it kind of morphed into more of just the greens. But I really love the subtle colors in this, as well as these leaves are part of my favorite stickers that I've had in my stash for forever. I was hoarding them, and I was like, I need to use them. You know, sometimes you just like hoard stickers and you never use them just because you like them so much. But you gotta put them on the page. You gotta get some use out of them. So I built this out with those stickers, and I really like how it turned out. Added some pretty washi. And I'll talk about my setup a little bit more too here on the next one. So this is how this one turned out. This was, I think, one I did on my own. So I think that the Plannable Challenge theme for the week I did in my health planner for this week, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check. Sometimes I forget. Oh, yeah. Okay, yes, so I did. So this one I just felt like using some pretty florals, kind of graduating into fall with the color scheme. So I really like this gradient feel, kind of bringing in fall feels without being overwhelmingly fall. So I call those transitional spreads, you know, seasonal transitions. And I really liked how this one turned out. some things to note. So on each day, I like to have a checklist of items that I'm going to tackle. So this is like my to-dos. And then I've been adding in my social, like I mentioned earlier, onto this spread these days. So I'll usually have a social section for posts and things I need to post on Instagram and or YouTube. And then I also like to have a focus section. So some of these were a little tight to fit in everything. I have a little focus section here, a little focus section in here and here. So it's just something that's like a call out for something important that I've got to do that day, or like an event, an appointment, or just something I need to remember to do. So those are the three main things I like to have on each day, and then the decor as it fits in. It's been a little bit challenging with this layout to fit in all four things now. That it used to be just three, but now with the social aspect, it's getting a little bit tighter. But I do like the fullness that I'm getting out of that. So it's a catch-22. Like, I would rather have a little bit more room, but the fullness is also very nice to kind of see a nice, complete, full spread. So that is how this week turned out, and again, I really liked this spread. I really liked the design and being in this one. So this one was a plannable challenge theme. This one was coming up apples, which was pretty literal on the page. I actually was thinking tossing up apples basically from the bottom. And the color scheme was really fun and bright, kind of had a back to school feel with it, but not overwhelming. And more about the apples, obviously, and the red and the green really worked. Again, the same kind of setup with, focus boxes, checklists, and social with a little bit of decor. And I did sprinkle in a little bit of color with some green ink from my 4-color pen here. I don't know if you guys can see that. I have 2 pens. I have a all black friction pen here that I use for majority of the writing, but then any color coding I use this 4-color version, and it's again a friction pen, which means that it can be erased, which is a godsend for me because I mess up all the time. I can even see some ghosting that I didn't erase well enough in some of these. But yeah, so you can erase the ink, and I don't think I would be the planner I am without the ability to have erasable ink like this. So it's really, really nice to have it on hand and to use in a planner so you don't have a hugely messy planner. So yeah, so this is how this one turned out, and I really enjoyed this one as well. Nice bright colors. And then this one was the first week of fall, so I went all out with the fall feels. I was originally building this out for the Plannable Challenge theme, which was fall colors, but it really didn't feel like it was overwhelmingly tied to that theme. Obviously there is fall color in here, but it had more of a sophisticated feel to me, more like a Pottery Barn kind of fall mood. So I went ahead and did that theme in my health planner instead and just kind of made this all about fall. And I, again, really loved the combination of these stickers. I've been really enjoying Planning Things seasonal books for the last couple of months. She's got some just gorgeous stickers in her fall themes, and her she just came out with Christmas. I mean, it's going to be really nice, all the holiday planning themes. So I've been using her stickers a lot. The florals were mainly from her. These were from her, and you'll see some more as I get into the health planner as far as the stickers. So I really like the combination of the black and white kind of outlines stickers with the fall full color stickers. Layered some washi in there as well. Nice sophisticated feels. And then I also did a little brush lettering with the social this time to have a little bit more call out to that little social aspect of my planner. And I liked that little extra. Although I was so out of practice with my brush pen because I haven't been in my faith planner for like three months, so I haven't been practicing brush lettering for that long. And you can see it. It shows. I need some practice again, getting that control back down. But anyway, so I really like the spread. It was really pretty and just really got me ready for some fall feels. So this is the spread we're in now. I have my dashboard in here because, like I said, today is the 2nd and it's still going on. I'm actually filming that live right now. But this one I did not do a plan with me on, so let me take the dashboard out and you guys can kind of see a little bit more about how this spread turned out. I recently picked up a clearanced Happy Planner Brave Teacher sticker book. I think they were $6 at Michael's. So if you have a Michael's near you, there's a chance there might be some still older teacher sticker books hanging around. So I picked it up because I just kind of liked the decor in there, and I thought for $6 I could use probably about half of those stickers from the book. Some of them are very teacher-oriented, school-oriented, but if I get a book like that on clearance, usually I can make it work for me and get my money's worth from the stickers. So I used the stickers that were in here and I kind of color-coded the day coming down in a column. Really liked how it turned out. I just kept the color schemes pretty clean for each day, so this was kind of like this lighter, I don't even know what color this would be, almost like a pale olive tone, and then we've got like a mustardy yellow to orange tone, kind of a cherry red to regular, I mean it kind of blended depending on the page that I was grabbing the icons from. And then this one's almost like a deep green, almost black charcoal color. So I just liked having that in there and kind of bringing it down. And I've been using a long box for weeks that are extra busy to have just like a checklist for all of those to-dos that don't necessarily need to be done on a specific day, but that I don't want to forget about. So that's been working out really good, and like I said, I'm still in here, so we will keep the weekly in here for just a bit longer, and then once I'm ready, pretty much tomorrow, I will move this into the next week and go from there. So speaking of the dashboards, like I mentioned, I do have dashboards in each of my major planner sections. There's usually 3 to 4, depending on the planner. I will have, usually this very first tab of the planner will be some section in the front that is special to that planner. This one I'm calling routines. I currently have my monthly cleaning routine, but I used to have also like my block schedule and my morning routine all in this part of the planner. But I found that I really need to update those anyway, so I went ahead and took those out. But that's where the routines live in here. And like I said, as you'll go through, you'll see each of the planner has this first tab kind of as a special section. And then each planner will definitely have its own monthly tab. So we have the daily tab, which would have been here for September, but of course I've moved it. And then a weekly tab, and the months are always here on the second tab, and the weeklies are always here on the third tabs. So at the angle that I usually sit at my desk, I can't really read the tabs, but I can feel for them. So a lot of times I'll just be like, okay, I want my health monthly, and I'll just feel 1, 2, 3 or wherever I'm at in my planner setup and go right to it without actually having to read or even look at the tabs. So I kind of know where everything lives that way. So it's more tactile. I don't have to spend time kind of searching for what I need, have it organized in that way, and that makes it a lot easier. And the dashboards that I use are all pretty much Happy Planner dashboards that I've hacked. So I do have a video showing you how I've hacked them, but they all started out as decorated Happy Planner dashboards that I've converted into clear. And it's just, I like that clear look. I like to be able to see the following page and have nothing kind of interrupting me as I'm going through my day. There are a few spreads where I'll have still the decorated Happy Planner dashboards in there, and those are ones that I don't necessarily need to be seeing both pages at the same time. But yeah, so as far as the dashboards go, that is how I use them. Clear is the way to go in my book, just so that you can see your full spread unobstructed, and that's just how I have it all set up. And I got enough of these dashboards like on clearance, and just over the years I've just been collecting them, which makes it super easy. Just $3, you get 3 dashboards of different sizes, usually at least 3 of the tabs, so it wasn't too hard to build up my collection that way. If that is probably, if you're just starting out and that seems a little bit daunting to get all of those dashboards at once, there are plenty of Etsy shops, and then like I said, that Amazon shop that I just recently ordered some of the clear divider versions, the ones that are on the side, has some top tab versions of that as well. So when I get those and I check those out, I'll mention that if I think that they're good quality, and that way, you know, you could just buy them off of Amazon real quick and kind of get your setup going. Let me quickly jump into the chat and just see if there's any more questions before I move on. Let's see. Lots of details there. Okay, have you recommended or reconsidered making a list maker's layout? List maker's layout. Thanks for the question, Mimi. I'm not exactly sure what that would be. I do have many versions of planners in my shop. Everything from lined vertical. Maybe you're thinking of the Mistmaker layout. Maybe it auto-corrected. Which if it did, I could easily do a custom planner for you. Just a little side note. And I may add that in eventually. I just don't get that many requests for the Mistmaker layout from the Happy Planner. So if you guys are looking for something, you know, do like Mimi here, reach out some way, DM me, you know, or add in a comment of, you know, something on Instagram or here on YouTube. And that way I know what people are looking for and are able to find, and then I can fill the need. Like I said, I haven't gotten that many questions or inquiries for the Mistmaker, but you know, I could always do a custom one. And then usually if I do a custom layout, it makes me more geared towards building a layout that will eventually become a standard in my shop, because I've already built the layout once and I know what's involved, and I can make it a little bit faster and easier for my shop. Just building 5 sizes of each planner style is quite time consuming. Plus, usually I do a combined planner, an undated, and then just a regular weekly only dated planner for all of my layouts. So I really have to commit to what I'm adding to my shop, because it's a lot of work to get everything up, if that makes sense. Do I have a discount code for Plaything? No, actually, I wish I did. I should ask her if there's a way that we can get one going. Excuse me. I do have an affiliate account, but she never kind of gave us the option for a discount code, which most people do. So, you know, I'll reach out to her, because I know a lot of you guys have been finding some really great products through my channel from her shop, and I think that would be very helpful for you guys too, to get a little discount for your loyal, you know, patronage of her shop. Let's see, dashboard layouts only give you 3 tabs. I need the extensions. Dashboard layout. Oh, I see what you mean. These longer tabs, if that's okay, we can talk about that right now, actually, Mimi. Thanks for jumping in. Okay, let me just jump to that real quick. So yeah, so we talked about the top tabs, how I have it organized. I do have this 4th tab for a couple of planners, this daily one included. So let's go ahead and jump to that. Oh, and this is for it's already in place. So it would normally be here at the back of the month I'm in for September, but I've already moved it to October because of this weird split. But yeah, so I have these 2, and these are my habit trackers, which I actually have in my shop, and I've replaced out the standard kind of dot grid notes page that you get with all of my planners, and put habit trackers here, because I wasn't really using that page in the past. So it just made it a little bit more useful and functional for me to have the habit trackers here. And the way I use this, I basically just figure out what month we're in, and I do a little summary of things I want to keep track of. So the black up here is my faith planning, and as you can see, I was planning on doing the bullet journal last year, but it didn't work out. And I mean last month. So I only ended up doing my morning prayer and my Bible reading. So the verse of the day and the reading summary didn't really happen, but I had it written in there. The blue is where I do kind of more personal care, usually you know, like skincare, things like that. I have my fitness-oriented section in the green, which is like, did I work out? What kind of workout I did? Did I stretch? Did I do my PT exercises? And then this last one is kind of a catch-all for goals and things I just want to keep track of. So I have like my audiobook reading or book reading, design work, Etsy work, cleaning schedule, and then most importantly, did I go outside? When you work from home, That is so important. And I went for, I had a tracker once where I did not go outside for 2 weeks. So this has really helped keep me on track and make sure that I get out of the house more and more. So that is how I use that. So like I said, I have these two, far out extended ones. These are also Happy Planner, but I got most of these from a wrong set that was really, it came out maybe 2 years ago and I got it on clearance. I think both of them are wrong. There is this one here that I made actually out of some lighter weight plastic than these heavier tabs, which I do show in a video, I believe. And so you can make your own if it's something that you are lacking. This is what I did for this. And yeah, that's another way. If you aren't finding what you're looking for, you can DIY these kind of things as well. Check my channel for anything that's like clear dashboards, clear dividers. I have at least 2 or 3 videos on different ways to do it, even using Dollar Tree cutting mats. Lots of options for the tabs. Okay, I think I've answered all of the questions. So let's jump to the next planner. So I've got the tabs already kind of moved into the October dailies that are applicable. And here we are now into the next planner, my health planner. Okay, so the health planner starts off here with my goals insert. I talk about this pretty much every flip through. Just quickly go over it. I have a goals on the a goal sheet on the front. I have inside a tracker for the entire year that tracks my measurements, my weight each month, my monthly goals for my stats, which you'll see in the weeklies as well. So I have like a monthly goal for each stat that I track in my weeklies. And then also just how many workouts I did, and if I closed my Apple Watch rings, how many days each month. So that's pretty much what I track in there. I don't show it because it does have some personal information about my weight and my measurements, but you can see the setup. Videos exist for all 3 sides of this. I have one with the initial setup of the inside, I have another one setting up the goals page here, and then I also have a final one with this page setup, which was just kind of a reference page that I felt like I needed to have in here to keep me on track with my goals. So those videos exist. If you want more details about anything you're seeing there, check those videos out for all the deets. So here I have my health trackers. This one is a bookmark, not so much a dashboard. Let me hold on. I see something coming in the chat. Let's see. So sorry I have to backtrack, but I'm searching for the video where you made the cleaning list. Did you laminate it? Yes, I did laminate it, and that's why I'm able to reuse it over and over again. And I show that in the video. Just search for cleaning schedule on my channel. So maybe like squared cleaning schedule if you're just searching in the YouTube ether, and that should come up. So yes, so I have this bookmark in here. This normally sits in the perpetual calendar that I use to track my weight and my body fat percentage each day. I've showed what that is in the past, but I'm not going to flip to it now because, yeah, it's just, yeah, an uphill battle lately with my weight. So I have that in there, but this is where it sits usually, so I just remember each day to write in those numbers. But for October, I am bringing back the overview month of workouts because I'm trying to get back into strength training again. Took a hiatus over the summer, and I have a frozen shoulder condition which has limited my ability to move my left arm. So I took a break, and I'm ready to start trying to get back into it, even though I am still disabled, if you will. But I feel like I need it. So I've set up this monthly setup. Excuse me. Set up this monthly setup with kind of a goal of doing, my lower body here, upper body, lower body, and then I have like walking is in blue, and then yellow will be cardio. Saturday's usually my rest day, so I just did a little bit of pre-planning here using some friction highlighters, which are erasable. So this just kind of is a guide for me to kind of figure out what I want to schedule and when, but if it doesn't work out, I can erase the color and do what I actually did. So when I'm done, I'll actually write in, you know, lift, lower lift, and then, you know, maybe if it was legs or butt or whatever I'm focusing in on, I'll put that in there. I want to know your weight because oh yeah, you haven't seen me in a while, Brenda. You haven't seen me in a while. I was skinny. I felt like I was a good, not skinny, but like a healthier weight about 2 years ago, and now since COVID, it's just been out of the question. I'm going to take some water real quick, you guys. My throat's fading. Yeah. So anyway, I have that in here, so I'll be using that to track my strength training plan. I write in what I plan on doing, although I'm still working out how I'm going to do some upper body, figuring that out. But I got this one from a YouTuber that was really glute focused, and so I'm going to try that out since I can do a lot more with my legs right now with my frozen shoulder condition. And we'll see how that goes. I also want to do more meal prep or more focusing in on my nutrition. So I have this meal prep set up, which is from my shop, and I use that to kind of figure out macros and things like that and make some goals for myself for the week. Still working on this one to start up next week, and I added some color just to make it a little bit funner, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I hate meal prep. I hate everything that has to do with meal prep, just eating in general. Just making food is such a chore for me. Grocery shopping is a chore. Making the food, all that, planning the food, I don't like it. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for myself. I have this. I used this a while back, and I took it out for a while, but I'm bringing it back just as some good reminders on things that I want to be focusing on for my eating habits. It's just a summary sheet of the Eat to Live 6-week plan. And then on the back, I've been using it to store my little stickies, which I use for pre-planning the weeks for, you know, what workouts I'm planning on doing and when. So I already have the next week already pre-planned out. This little paper clip here is so that I didn't accidentally open up my weight tracker for you guys. But yeah, so this kind of holds all of those weights and body fat measurements I mentioned earlier. We are now going to start off the planner finally after all that nonsense in the front and start with the monthly overview from my shop. So for the monthly on my health planner, I use a lined monthly so that I get a little bit neater writing on this since my writing gets really sloppy when I'm just jotting things down in the morning. I use this planner or this spread mainly for tracking symptoms for my chronic illness and issues, and now with my physical ailments as well. And I also track my steps. This is kind of repetitive, but I like to see my overview of the steps all as in a monthly view. So what I did, I don't do plan with me's on this because I really just throw stickers down on the page and I really don't care. I had some old squad, I think it's Squad Goals sticker books, or one Squad Goals sticker book that I pulled most of these stickers out of with some washi tape, and I just pretty much filled up the spaces that were going to be empty. I also started adding in brief like overview summaries of like how the month is going. So I started doing that in the sidebar as opposed to doing goals, because I was doing goals for the most part most of the time in the last year or two. But I really like this overview. So it's like a snippet of everything that was going on for the month in little short segments. So if there was something I really wanted to pay attention to, like, for example, it was a really hot, like super hot heat wave in the beginning of the month, and I actually had some really bad allergies during that time, so then I can kind of go and say, oh, okay, so this was when the heat wave was, and I can go in and check, like, if there was something specific that might have triggered it, which for me, I think the humidity actually was a trigger for me in those early weeks or early days of the month. So anyway, so I kind of use it like that. I use it for reference if I'm trying to figure out, just how I'm feeling, and maybe if there are certain times of the year I feel worse, or certain weather patterns, you know, things I'm exposed to, foods I'm eating, that kind of thing. So that said, I have, you know, it all pretty much filled out. I do this pretty much every day, and this is how it turned out. I keep bebopping into the chat, reading all your little chats. It's really nice to see you guys engaged. I'm so glad that you guys are with me, so thanks for contributing to this video. Okay, so let's talk about this very first week of August. And I can't remember, I mean, not first week of August, first week of September, but I can't remember if this was the theme or not. No, it wasn't. So this one, again, from the Planny Thing books, this was from her, I think, Autumn Florals sticker book. She had these sunflowers, which I thought would be a perfect transitional spread going from August into September, kind of summer into fall. I had a lot of fun with this one, and I really loved the look of it. Yeah, so I'll talk a little bit about how I organize things in a second, but just overall, I really liked how this one turned out, and I filled it out pretty good, so I use a majority of the planner to its fullest. So yeah, so this was a good one. This one was not so good in my opinion, but I think it has some ideas for other spreads that you could take with it, but I felt like it was a little too chaotic and busy with this background. The way that I like to organize my planner, my health planner, my wellness layout, is I usually have my workouts intermixed here with decor, and then I will have a stats area where I track all of the stats that my Apple Watch kind of tracks for me, and I use a app called, I think, Health View to just kind of disseminate that information quickly and easily into a quick overview window, and I just write those down each day, kind of review it and see, you know, where I'm doing well and maybe where I need to improve. I also will have a food log at the bottom here where I'm tracking what I eat, and then I was doing Weight Watchers still at the beginning of the month, but I've already transitioned into back to like calories, and now it's going to be more macro focused, and I will track that at the bottom. I also like to put in a goal or just something to focus in on for the week in the sidebar. I usually track these same 3 habits each week, and then this was something a little bit different for the week. I just wanted to use up this somewhat ugly box sticker, and I decided to kind of figure out what I wanted to do on what days. And finally, I have my hydration tracker, which is not standard with my wellness layout, but I added it in as a custom item on this layout. But I do have a fitness or a health layout, which has a hydration tracker as part of the standalone, you know, buy it out of the shops layout. Okay, I feel like I talked a lot there, and I see some things coming in the chat. So let me just quickly bounce over there. Let's see. Is on the top 3 planet. Oh, look at you. Look at you. You guys are so sweet. Oh, wow. People coming in from lots of different places, too. That's really nice. Okay, so, September is spring for you. Oh, yes. You were from, I think, was Melbourne, if I'm correct, Janine? Yeah, you guys are all flipped upside down. Those from, like, African countries and South America and Australia, you guys have different seasons than we do. Most of us up here have, you know, winter coming into Christmas. I can't imagine Christmas being in the middle of summer. That would be really strange. Although I'm in Southern California and it really doesn't snow here or anything like that, so that would be weird. But not that weird. Anywho, so this is, yeah, I'm going to turn the page because I wasn't in love with this spread at all, so we're going to move on. This guy was a good one. This one was a Van Gogh spread that I did with some fun stickers I got from my Stationery Pal haul, and some washi tape I had gotten off of Amazon in my Black Friday haul. And I combined those two, added a little bit of mixed media ink in there, and it really turned out great. I wasn't really sure where I was going to be able to go with this, but I really liked the overall effect of this. And it was just a nice combination of the stickers and the washi. Really gave you those Van Gogh feels, and just something different, kind of artsy. But again, all really the same content. Got my workouts up here, stats, food, trackers, all that good stuff. So again, this one was a really pretty one, and I do have Plan With Me's for pretty much all of the spreads you're seeing. So if there's something in particular that you're like, oh, I like that washi, or I like those stickers, check the description of the Plan With Me from my channel, and then you should be able to just click on the link and find what you're looking for. Okay. This one was awesome. Oh, and you know, I feel like maybe I did, yeah, I'm sorry, let me quickly just reference. So this one that I didn't really care for, this was for a Plannable Challenge theme Go Team, which is why I went ahead and did this. So it was very Go Sports from Big Bang Theory. It just was really, I don't know, football-ish, but okay. And then this one here was the one I decided to do for my fall colors theme for the Plannable Challenge. And again, Planny Thing stickers, she really just has what I'm looking for this year as far as seasonal stuff. Loved these trees. I did just kind of like a transition color theme, and very simple, and I just really loved it. So it turned out great. The quote is from Happy Planner, but the trees were from Planny Thing, and then I think the washi was from various places, Daiso and the Washi Tape Shop. Love rainbow themes, love gradient themes, so this one was just really fun to be in, and yeah, again, this was probably one of my favorites too for the month. So here's the one we're in now. I have, again, a dashboard in here, so I'll take that out. And for this one, I have a Plannable Challenge theme, which was Brew Fest. So it could be interpreted a lot of different ways. You could do, you know, tea brewing, coffee brewing, Oktoberfest, you know, beer related, you know, lots of options. Witches Brew, I saw a couple of Witches Brew themes there in the Plannable Challenge. So super fun to see how everybody interprets the theme, and we like to do those kind of themes where you could pick and choose how you want to interpret it so that you get a variety of ideas coming at you. So this one, yeah, I went with my standard brew, which is coffee. I like to drink decaf coffee pretty much every day. And I used up some of these favorite little small coffee stickers that I've been hoarding as well from the Happy Planner. I used to use them a lot, just kind of thrown in to my spreads early on, but I haven't really planned like that for a while, so it was nice to have them all on display and kind of build a spread around that. National Coffee Day was Thursday as well, so I just thought it would all match up. One thing I added in after the fact was this little handle. I didn't really think about it at the time when I designed the spread, but I thought how cute it would be like if you were looking down into a cup of coffee. So I just kind of added a little black handle to tie it all together, and I think that was just a perfect little added bonus there for the spread, as well as this little coffee ring area as well. Since I track all of my health stats and everything the following day, I won't be able to track anything here until tomorrow. So again, I kind of still need to be working on this spread, but this is how it's going so far, and I really enjoyed this one as well. I'm going to drop this dashboard in here, and again, the final thing we have is another habit tracker of sorts. This would normally be on this last tab that I'd flip to. And on this guy, I basically have taken my standard habit tracker from the one you saw before and just changed the title to say meds and supplements, and then also just this little area where you should say habits to meds and supplements. And then I just track all those random things that I've tried supplement-wise and the standard medicines that I take to treat my allergies and asthma. just because I try not to oversaturate my body with medicine if I can avoid it. Just depends on how I'm feeling, and so it's nice to know, how many times I needed, an allergy pill or my inhaler, things like that. So that's what I've been tracking there, and then I've been taking supplements to see if there's any improvement by taking those supplements to my overall health. And that way I can say, oh, this month I got worse, but I was taking all this stuff. Maybe there's a correlation of maybe I need to back off of some things or vice versa. Okay, so that is my health planner, and again, I have some of them already moved in to October, my dashboard's ready to go. So the final planner we're going to talk about, which is going to be very brief, is my social planner. This one here, I have a perpetual calendar at the front where I track my followers and subscribers. So that is my first tab in here, my social growth. And this is an example of where I use the dashboards with the color still on them, since I really don't need to reference the page as a spread. I just quickly write down the stats and move on. So I left this one in with the color, and I like this one a little bit, having a little bit of fun and color in here. So I have that, and this is available in my shop, this perpetual calendar, and is standard with all of my combined planners. So like I said, about halfway through the year, I transitioned from doing a dashboard layout with a monthly to just a monthly layout. And I had gotten this set of monthly only extension pack from the Happy Planner, like on clearance at Hobby Lobby. I think it was like $2 or $3. And it comes with dividers for each of the month, but they're backed up back to back with, each one is like backed up. There's no divider front starting from the very first one. The rest are all correlated, in line. So there's no dividers individual. So it doesn't really make sense for me to take them out. There's only the last 6 months of the year in here anyway, so I just keep them in here. And we are just finishing up with September. So this is what September looked like. I like to track which plannable themes are coming up for the month, so I can remember which kind of spread I want to do it on, and reference it here in these videos when I forget. So I have that there, and then I also will put in my videos that I want to do. I've been highlighting those, and the posts that I want to do for Instagram. And anything that's like a highlight, like in green or in red, that's something that I, don't normally have in my routine but need to pay attention to. So it's mostly color coding, no stickers, very simple, but it's been working out really good just to get that overall view of the month and kind of use this information to drop into my daily planner. So that is basically it for my social. I have, let me see, the back here. Yeah. I have the budget planner I alluded to at the very beginning back here. It's kind of hanging out. I track my Etsy sales on the perpetual calendar that came in here with this planner from the Happy Planner, and then I have just like the month and the week. The monthly I use for bill tracking, basically when bills are coming in and when income is, when bills are going out and when income is coming in. So pretty standard setup. And then for the financial week, it's mainly just an expense tracker. Nothing really to share there. And then at the back, we have my reference section, my very last section with this last tab. And I'll show you guys my final dashboard with this vellum harvest overlay with these birch trees and the last mood board here on the back. That leads us into just my reference section here that I store things that I might need to reference long term in different subjects like personal, business, social, and then I have my last one that says collections, but it's basically just random stuff. And then I have a final tab here for notes, which is just note paper. So that's pretty much it. The back of the planner is, again, one that I made in that fall planner setup video with a pen loop on there for my 4-color pen and the back. And whew, that was it. So we went through everything that I have here. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know if you have any questions I did not address yet. You can drop them in the chat real quick if you have enough time before we wrap things up. Or again, you can leave them in the comments and I will do my best to go back through and check on those as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch, have any questions, or just want to comment on how you like this video. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Bye.